Hello and welcome. In this video, I will be sharing a creative process to help you integrate your critic and your muse. My name is Beth. I am a creatively fit coach and intentional creativity teacher. I love to share creative tools to help you unlock your inner creative and gain a deeper connection with yourself. If this resonates with you, please click the subscribe and like button. So recently, I was watching a video at Embodied Art Studios, and it was 3 steps to self discovery through art and gratitude. And in it, Michelle Baker said, we use art as a way to receive messages from our soul. That is yes. That is a full body yes. Doesn't that sound good? Yummy. And for me, the best way to keep in that flow from my soul, my heart, my muse, to keep the flow flowing is having a daily creative practice. So I do have a 28 days of gratitude, simple creative practice, and I will put that link in the description box below if you want to get started on your daily creative practice. Now, receiving these messages from your soul, your muse, there are times, one, you can't hear the message. Two, you don't believe the message. Three, you don't trust the message that you receive. And that is an overactive critic blocking this beautiful flow of intuition, wisdom, and messages from your muse. That's the critic being a bully and very loud, where you can't hear the muse anymore. The muse, unconditional loving, infinite possibility, your intuition, the knowing that you don't know how you know, but you know that's your muse. It's timeless. The critic is linear time, structure, analytical, logical, verbs, language, not verbs, language. And when they are one, when they are in flow as one, you are able to take the wisdom, the idea, the dream of the muse and give it space and structure to actually manifest in reality. Isn't that amazing? That is where the magic is. When you can stay in that flow, hear the whispers of the muse, give it a space and structure of the critic, which is discernment. That's where your dreams can become real. Here's a personal experience. Creating this video and putting it up on YouTube was an idea, a dream I had, a whisper I had from my muse. And the critic came in loud. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not an artist. Who do you think you are? And for me, I did this same process that I'm about to show you. I didn't hide from the critic. I invited the critic to come and play with me on the canvas. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a different relationship. So I asked the critic, why aren't I good enough? As it turns out, it's not that I'm not good enough. I just didn't have the knowledge to make those dreams reality. So I had to take a class. I had to learn how to create a video, downloading a video, putting it up on YouTube. I just needed to learn these skills. It wasn't that I wasn't good enough. It was I needed the knowledge to make this dream, this idea into reality. That's a different conversation. And that is such a magical relationship that your muse and your critic can become one very powerful voice. So the critic has this, if you visualize it in your brain, well-worn pathways in your brain. We just need to give it a different purpose or remembrance what its purpose is to create structure for our dreams. It has great questions to ask. And creating and repurposing the critic, creating a new pathway for the muse. You can do this through creativity. It is amazing. So I am going to share with you a simple creative process to help you integrate your critic and your muse. You always know the muse is around because there's a level of playfulness with no apologies. And there's the muse, you have to kind of seduce the muse. You need to give her a place to come and play. So that is what we are going to do. The first thing I want to tell you before we get into this creative process, because I got it, creativity, that word, art, those words do have a lot of baggage to it and has a lot of criticism to it. I'm going to invite you right now, let them go. This is not about the product. This is about the process of integrating your critic and your muse. It is not about the product, it's about the process. However, you might love the product that you create. So let's get down to the canvas. I will be using a marker, a watercolor paper, and acrylic paint. You are welcome to use whatever you have. These are things that I will be using. It's about the process. So let me just change the camera angle and we will get started. Okay, so here we are. Now I am going to start, I don't want to say every creative practice I start this way, but 99.9% I do. We are going to start by writing our gratitude. That's going to be our first layer. That's going to be a space for our critic and our muse to play in a bed of gratitude. Yes. So you're going to start by writing, I am grateful for, and then just popcorn, right? All the things you're grateful for. I always remind people to have at least 3 things that you're grateful for yourself for to add to this list. So just give you a few moments here. So I'm just going to ask you now to put your hand on the page and just energetically, all the great gratitude that you have in your heart, just feel that flow through your heart, down your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, through your fingertips, and just adding energetically all that gratitude that you have within your heart. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to ask you to do and think about is, what affirmation would you choose in your own words? How this process of integrating the critic and the muse, what affirmation could you come up with? I'll give an example. as I do this drawing, I am healing the fragmentation between my critic and my muse. If these words resonate through you, then use them. If they don't, pause this video and just come up with your own affirmation that feels good within your body. So mine is, as I do this drawing, I am healing the fragmentation between my critic and my muse. So we are going to be doing a metacognitive drawing, which simply means thinking about thinking while drawing. And it's going to be a single line drawing of our critic and our muse. Again, I want to be clear, this is about the process. So take a deep breath. It's about integrating your critic and your muse. So as you are drawing this single line, say your affirmation. So you can watch me the first time and then pause and create your own single line metacognitive drawing, thinking about integrating your critic and your muse. As I do this drawing, I am healing the fragmentation between my critic and my muse. As I do this drawing, I am healing the fragmentation between my critic and my muse. When you're done with your single line drawing, you can now add embellishments if you want. Add a little fun, but stay in the intent of integrating your critic and your muse. Stay loose. Stay playfully curious. You can stay here as long as you want. Feel it in your body, this integration of your body, your heart, your voice, and your brain as one. When you are done adding whatever you want to add here, play. I'm going to invite you to draw a box. This will be a text box. Whatever shape you want. Now I'm going to ask you to put one hand on the page and one hand on your heart. And if the critic and the muse could be integrated together, what would be possible? If the critic and the muse could be integrated together, what would be possible? And in this text, write whatever comes to mind. For me, right now, it feels like joyful freedom. So now the next step, I'm going to ask you to get paints. And this is going to literally integrate the reality that you've been doing the work. That's what this process is. You are doing the work of integration. So if you're using watercolor, now is the time you can spray your paper and choose two colors that your muse is calling. Whatever two colors they are, and you're going to take the one color and just start to fill in the space. You already created the design. Now just take your time and just play in the space that you created. Feeling into what it feels like when the muse and the critic are in coherence, are integrated, are playing together. What does that feel like? Again, you can't get this wrong. Just allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to play. Allow yourself to giggle a little with what you created. And then when you're ready, choose the other color and add this color. Just feeling the pleasure of the color. Just being in this moment of play and integration of your critic and your muse. And I invite you to believe that the healing is happening. Invite you to whatever word or phrase you came up with, feel that in this moment. So now you're going to create a third color by just mixing those two colors together. This color represents your critic and muse are working together. You can see it. It's right here. It's happening right now. For me, this joyful freedom is happening right now. I can feel it in my body, in my heart. in my mind, in my voice. Just allow yourself to be here. And be here as long as you want, as long as it feels good to you. Hmm. You can stay here as long as you want. I am going to switch the camera again. Oh. Hello. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for spending your time with me. I do appreciate it. Um, and please leave a comment about your experience if you want to. You can share your image with us. That would be great. And take this as a daily practice. Take your time. Give yourself grace and compassion about integrating your critic and your muse. So thank you so much for spending time with me. Bye for now.